Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Dire Bear. Welcome to Falskallan Nights. I am your host, the Bard with No Name. We have a great episode ready for you guys tonight. My players don't know what's going to happen, but we're just going to go along with it. But before that happens, we're going to get to announcements. So with that, we're going to go to Tom. Tom?
Thank you, JT, and thank you, adventurers, for joining us once again in Falskallan. The plan to rescue Diamondback is taking shape. Team Them and the Hallowed Revolt have proved they can work together well enough to take down a pair of frost giants. They also proved that they still don't have enough brain cells between the 11 of them not to transport everyone to Castle Onver, where the Revolt are most assuredly not supposed to be right now. Thankfully, we're all safe and sound back at the guild hall, ready to figure out how we can sneak our snake out of the sullen cell where he's sequestered. We'll need every trick at our disposal to make it work. Thankfully, we've got all that and more with our first sponsor, D&D Beyond. Their platform allows us to keep all our campaign info and character sheets in one handy-dandy place. They've got character creation tools, expandable notes sections, and just about every sourcebook or species you can name. They also have almost every magic item under the sun: fiery swords, bottles that hold infinite coffee, which is an absolute mood, or gloves that break the hell out of your sleight of hand checks because playing a bard made me used to modifiers that were well into the double digits, and I am not going back to that plebe shit now. You can even homebrew your own magic items, so if your campaign needs a set of crotchless hot pants with Daddy Diamondback across the ass that improves your performance checks, that can actually happen, which reminds me, JT, I have an idea. Thank you, D&D Beyond, for continuing to sponsor us and all our wacky, arcane nonsense. But let's go from nonsense to good sense with our next sponsor, FX May Vary. They are a genre-hopping, hard-rockin' dice rolling band of magnificent musicians from Newmarket, Ontario, who craft lovely songs for the discerning musical connoisseur. Along with keeping this company afloat, they wrote and performed the wonderful theme song you hear at the end of every Dire Bear stream. They balance toe-tapping tunes with mental health advocacy, and two of their esteemed number are even on one of our D&D shows. You can seek them out on YouTube, Spotify, just about any place music is streamed. You can also reach out to them on Facebook or Instagram. Their music is designed to be enjoyed by everyone. Side effects may include feelings of happiness, an impulsive desire to move rhythmically, a drive to share with others, and a compulsion to follow the band on social media. As always, though, individual FX may vary. The ranks of Dire Bear sponsors, though, are not only limited to official D&D websites and amazing rock bands. Should you choose, you, dear viewer, can join the rarefied air of Dire Bear supporters by joining us on Patreon and perusing the wonderful rewards available to you. You got Discord privileges, merch, mentions at the end of our streams. On Wednesday nights, that still means you get a patented Diamondback parody song, and oh, you're going to love the one I've got tonight. There's also a tier that gives you access to monthly voice acting lessons with myself, geared towards RPGs. So if you've been looking for the perfect voice for your rough and tumble rogue, your upstanding paladin, or your goblin fighter who's the ultimate embodiment of chaotic neutral, hop on over to patreon.com/direbearac and become part of the magic. While you're at it, you can even wear your Dire Bear love on your sleeve, your legs, your pretty well most of you. Hit up the Dire Bear merch store on Streamlabs to find some roaring great clothing and other accoutrements for all your nerdy needs. We've got t-shirts, hoodies, sweatpants. I remain adamant that one day #Daddy Diamondback thongs will exist, but well, who knows. Anyway, we also have, of course, our Pride collection, and even though the month is on the back end, human rights continue to be a year-round battle. We even have our Beyond Alignment collection of t-shirts and tank tops with variations that include the trans, non-binary, and BLM pride colors. They are the most geeky way to let people know you run an inclusive table and to show them that nothing attracts bears like Dire Bear. JT, back over to you.
Alrighty. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, DMEXE is not working. Roll the intro. Hey, welcome back to Falskallan Nights. Last time, Team Them took down a couple frost giants, tried to immediately resurrect them, failed, interrogated the guy who was strapped on the back. I broke Steve. I broke Steve, guys. This is amazing. But with that, they decided to harvest said frost giants, gathering a toe in hand and many bits, teleporting themselves to Castle Onver, realizing then immediately that, yeah, the Hallowed Revolt doesn't exactly belong there. Heading out to the guild office via teleportation again after minutes of cleaning up congealed frost blood. You are now back at the guild hall with Libertia just eyeing you guys down. Mission successful.
Yeah, no, we're doing. Hang out.
No
Damn.
way.
Teleportations. Y'all got a bucket.
You throw up on the teleportation circle, you're cleaning the whole room.
That's why I need a bucket.
Outhouse is that way.
And Shiren just bolts.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
She's not gonna make it.
Let's see here. That was pretty decent. Yeah, 14.
Okay. So I figured I'd set that Constitution saving throw at 15. So at that point, Shiren makes a mad dash, runs right, weaving through the hallways, knows exactly where to go, sees the outhouse, or sees the room for the restroom, about to make it.
Yep.
Just
Yeah.
misses by an inch.
Yep,
Well-
knew it.
Well, it wasn't on the circle.
Oh,
She's
man.
right. I set that parameter, and she made it that successful. Okay, so what's with all the toes?
We have spleen in the party, and you're asking this question again?
I have
It's
to
not
ask.
just me. There's Yimmer.
I only have a hand. I don't have any toes.
The fact that you have limbs is freaking me out. Why?
Souvenir.
Stuff.
When you kill 2 frost giants, I mean, you gotta bring something back.
Yeah, normally it's like a trinket from their wares or something, not literally a toe.
I feel like bringing an ear would be weirder. Well,
I've seen groups come in with ears. It's not as unsettling.
From a giant?
No, just ears.
That's what I mean. You'd rather us bring in ears from this giant than toes.
What are we gonna do with the giants here?
I don't know. What you going to do with the toes? Or the hands?
Oh,
I mean, this bracer's gonna look real great in our room. Let's be honest.
That's right, you brought the bracer too.
It's a rug now.
Still holding it up like an
It's a
umbrella.
rug.
It's a rug.
And it's basically just like one of those like cones that are cut right through the center. It's kind of folding in on itself now because like the leather is worn. Which at that point, how the fuck do you get leather that big? It's one of those things where it doesn't make sense when you think about it, unless it's like, what, they have a giant cow? Oh my god, they have giant cows.
All I want to do is see them turn into a giant cow. Well, we did not really find out much, but apparently, there is something out there that's making the frost giants get charmed, like they're under control, like violent. And the two that we ran into were actually running away for safety. And then they like went crazy and berserk with rage. Like they weren't under control anymore. Eyes turning red and everything. It was like a regular frost giant dude and then one that did magic. It was a female.
We killed them both. They're both dead.
Yeah.
Well, mission successful one way or another, I guess. Still, how are you going to get these things out? Better yet, points to the bracer. That thing out the door. Points back to the door, and it's just your regular. It's a regular, like, 36 by 80 door. You're muted.
We shimmy this way, then shimmy that
No.
way.
Bevel.
Swivel.
Yep.
Turn.
Pivot!
Pivot!
Just mean anything, any part of getting this into our rooms. I want you to know that.
Yeah, can we get a storage locker or something?
You had better.
It's like, I can't really, like, we can put this hand in the room, but I don't think it's going to smell too good soon.
So, here's my thought. Your entire lot seem to enjoy going down into the sewers so much, just keep it there.
Oh no, then it would stink.
It already stinks.
It's a different kind of stink.
Boo-hoo.
Now that we're
Right.
back, I mean, like, what? Who do we need to talk to?
Just give me 1 second, please. Talk role play amongst yourselves. Be a good Darius.
Shiren comes back in. All right, doing okay. Cast unseen servant found a broom. He's cleaning up.
It's good. The crisis right now is we have to figure out where we're going to keep all our stuff.
But we've already said we're taking the bracer to our room.
Yeah. I'm kind of like already working on this toe.
Can I just keep the well, if you have any bones you're not going to use, can I have some?
Not gonna use.
Okay, I get it. I get it. I just didn't know.
Yimmer, haven't you realized by now how much she eats the bones? That's her favorite part.
Well, I didn't know frost giants. Like sometimes you like certain bones, sometimes you don't.
Gotta find out.
All right, now
Haven't done that yet.
look, I'm not one to judge, especially considering what you're about to help us do, but I do echo Birch's sentiments. Why do we have the dismembered limbs of our foes with us? And why, points at Yimmer, are you so keen on the bones?
Well, I make things, happy things that are going to make you and Diamondback very happy. Only see a smile on that guy's face.
Cocks
Just
an
saying.
eyebrow.
So you're part of the crafting guild now. You're a craftsman.
A bit, something like that. But yeah, I just want the bones. So Spleen, if you want any of this flashy bit, more than welcome to it. I just want like the insides of the bone, which I know is probably the tastiest bit, but that's the part that
Yep, I gotcha. I understand. Yeah, not gonna happen.
All right.
Well, I'm glad that you guys are resolving this issue, but could you please move this stuff off the teleportation circle? And possibly into your room. Maybe not the meat, because that's gonna stink.
Yeah,
Like Regis over here said, so.
do you have like a cold locker or like a cold storage room in the basement? A cellar, if you will?
We're not keeping it here. Because that's just gonna sink this place up, and I have to take care of it.
Well, that's why it has to be cold.
I got it.
You realize I'm the one who doesn't own this place, right?
So why do you care?
Because I have to maintain it! Crimson Pride put that shit on me! You know what? She just runs, like walks over at a steady pace, just grabs your ear, starts yanking you out.
Rin, can you bring the hand? Oh yes, I'm gonna give you a hand. I'm gonna give you a hand. This hand exactly. I'm gonna give to you. Lifts it up and starts following.
I forget. A lot of times I do forget he's there until he's not there, and then he just appears.
Despite the skills of John Cena.
Wow.
I am motionless, so you cannot see me.
Where'd he go?
All right. Well, should we all find a quiet place and start planning the actual thing we're here for?
Oh yeah.
That would be preferable.
Why didn't we start with like?
All right. Well, let's get the trophies into your quarters. Keep an eye on the door. Get to planning.
So I'm gonna make not a correction, but just something to ponder upon. Val. Oh, he's gone. This is what happens when I look down and try to be dramatic. I'm like, oh. This is what Commissioner Gordon feels like.
So good.
So, upon reflection of your greater restoration of the giant, you feel the way greater restoration would work in my mind is the fact that it does remove a bunch of things, and you could choose specific areas to try and restore, complete again, and whatnot. A charm and a curse are very similar in their own right. It's the effect. It's the attack method of magic, really. So you were sure that it was a curse, or that it was a charm, but it might also possibly be a curse.
Something powerful enough that it's actually a mixture of them.
That you do not know. But
Oh no. That was player question, not character question, sorry.
that you do not know.
Yeah. Mhm. Okay.
That being said, moving all the parts into their proper spots. I'm assuming Yimmer will finally bring it to Cordelia.
Yeah, if there's time. I didn't know how.
Like, the way this is going to work is basically you guys are going to go up along your day. This is going to take place about 3 weeks from now.
Oh, Okay. then,
So
yeah.
you guys have the time to actually set out, do small stuff, but Silent Ivory is going to call a meeting, and that's going to trigger it.
Okay. So yeah, Yimmer will offload said hand, give it to Arthur and Cullen to be processed.
Yep. Which, yep, easy enough done. The Hallowed Revolt goes back to the what's the name of the dang it? The reliquary, that's what it is. Back to the bar, start drinking, hanging out, doing their things. Howard and Halsterian, anything that you wanted to try and further regress in about a 3 weeks time that we can roleplay in about 5 minutes? Not even?
I think Howard's only focus right now would be getting what Dolly, Erie, and Val witnessed, since they could understand what was going on, and what Krigash, information Krigash gave to Ivory and the others.
Mhm.
Okay. So you're going to give that information out to Ivory then?
Mm-hmm.
Or better yet, you're going to... Yeah. So I'm going to roleplay this meeting. So it's just you doing this, or who would be coming with?
Unless anyone else wants to come.
I would join for sure.
I think
So basically,
Erie would join.
Who would?
Erie.
Erie would join? All right. In Old Town, in the reliquary, up in the upper rooms, a reserved suite that has been permanently reserved for meetings that Silent Ivory wish to have. Comes in one of their many guises with Dante in tow. You get told a time to show up, and you guys do. It's about midday. The snow is very much starting to melt to the point where a lot of the streets are now just muddy, and wherever it's not cobblestone, it's almost treacherous to walk. It's not a very fun time to be in this part of the city, but it makes do. But you follow the cart tracks out to the center spoke pattern, center of the spoke pattern that is Old Town. With that, all of you walk in, and you see the visage of a commoner woman, blonde hair, about short cropped, kind of slicked back a little bit, hood up, very, very, very blue eyes, and almost just like a very plain face. Somebody that you could look upon the street once and not really think twice about. And you see, basically doubling her is a brunette woman, a little bit shorter in stature. Again, very simple facial features. Be very mundane and, well, looked past. So you got this meeting. What do you have to give?
You said it was in the reliquary?
It's you guys are in the room, and everything's warded off. It's the room that you guys have done business in, so you're familiar with the procedure at this point.
Val probably would have come himself too then, since it's a place they can get to securely without shooting issue.
Yes.
Well, we ran into the giants. They were ice giants, and they were afraid. Something chased them out of their home. From what a orc with very elvish features told us that was in a cage on their hip. They live up in the mountains, and so do the giants. And the giants, much like the ones that we fought, have been sporadically going crazy, becoming extra violent. It's everything. Yes, there was some kind of charm. I think. We were having a peaceful conversation. Peaceful for giants. And their eyes changed. They cried out in agony and they attacked. I managed to break the effect on one, but it did not end well. And from what the orc said, their entire tribe was encountering this. It was affecting their whole tribe, to the point where his tribe felt it necessary to attack preemptively and wipe them out for the sake of themselves and the area.
That is insane to take on frost giants.
Mm-hmm. Just the two of them are quite powerful.
That's why it's insane. Did they say what tribe they were a part of?
Just that they lived in the mountains.
I think he mentioned the Stone's Throw clan.
Was it?
That was the Krigash that said he was from the Stones Throw clan.
Stone's Throw clan hasn't existed for over 100 years. You said this was a half-orc with very heavily elven features.
Yeah, like some of the White Hand we encountered recently. But he didn't have any markings of White Hand. I was keeping an eye on him. He didn't have any of their mannerisms or markings or anything.
Plus, he didn't even know what they were when you asked.
But he was specialized in divine magic. Or, not divine, sorry.
Divining.
Yeah, divining magic. Like, I don't know how his eyes looked, but he had a blindfold on the entire time and could see just fine.
Yeah, that was strange.
He was certainly strange.
That is very, very strange. This information is useful. It doesn't make sense, but it doesn't mean it's not useful.
Do you suppose this Krigash was a plant of some sort?
I do not know. It'll be something we have to look into, but our resources are thin enough as it is. Can't send anything up into the mountain. Regardless, the Everstorm has been dealt with.
Yeah, it was them.
I mean, not them, but the frost giants, them.
Yeah,
They.
I understand the context.
I just had to clarify just in case.
This would be a good time to tell all of you, I wish for you all to send to your groups. In about 2 weeks' time, Viceroy of Koduria is going to be leaving. All negotiations have been handled and dealt with. And so, that's when he'll be going. We will contact you in about a week's time and give you the dossiers of everything that is going in. Take this information and go. meeting is concluded.
I suppose we all just step out.
Mhm.
Probably not all at the same time.
Take it and go.
Jumps out the window.
Yeet!
There's someone called for a dramatic exit.
Yeah.
All right. With that, you all leave the room. You all leave the room in separate times and make off your own way. Yeah, I had it a little bit further back, guys. My mic. So I brought it a bit closer. Hopefully this is fine. I was also speaking softer for the sake of
Mhm.
You were still coming through, like we were able to hear you, but it was just like
At certain
Not
points,
so-
it was hard.
that's all.
yeah, I just upped the sensitivity or downed it. I don't
Mhm.
know, whatever.
Yeah, mic stuff.
Whatever allows me to do this.
Hey,
Wow.
Ooh,
Yeah, perfect.
bad.
Which at that point, any more little role play, or I'm just gonna go jump right into it.
Feel free. That's all
Yep.
I got off my brain.
Can you just tell me what the frost giant stuff does?
Oh,
rots. It rots. That's what it does.
no. Or
Woo!
does he have to wait for the next episode of Breaking Falskallan?
Oh,
Well, okay, I would accept that.
You're gonna have to wait till Breaking Falskallan. Which means our next episode of Breaking Falskallan may be without Tom. Oh God!
Yeah. Oh yeah, wait, I don't think we've officially announced that for the audience yet.
No, that'll be end announcements.
Mhm.
For those who wish to stay to the end, deserve to know.
Mhm.
Only the hardcore.
Only the hardest of core.
yeah.
Only the marrow of bone. Anyway. All right, and cue the light jazz music. Shoot.
We're like
Get
oceans.
that.
How many of us are there? Ocean's
Ocean-
12.
It's
There's
actually
actually
Ocean's 11.
Well,
Yeah.
Ocean's
11. Oh
Oh, right,
shit.
one's
Yeah.
missing.
Because you're all playing two characters.
Oh shit.
Came to the same number.
Yep.
God.
All right. All of you being called together, it's been weeks since some of you have seen each other. All of you have been kind of off and doing your own thing. Yimmer a lot more of their own thing, but that being the case, you all meet up in the reliquary again. Same room, just it's a habit. We're just going with that. all of you meet all of you meet up, and so at this point you see Dante, Eckhart, and Silent Ivory with a couple of tables set up. You see folders right in front. Please. 1 second.
Voice.
Yeah, apparently my voice decided no.
Mhm.
Please sit down.
All right.
It's time for you all to get your friend back. It looks at the Hallowed Revolt, and for you to hold up your end of the bargain.
We've been ready since the beginning. Well, you got
I know.
this.
Negotiations have been hard. They've been very difficult due to the Viceroy's rather persuasive words, but we've been managed to try and get something better out of him. We have been. We'll be supplied with ornaments, armor, and supplies. That'll help us get through the summer until we can get a proper harvest come through. That being said, if you want Mr. Hallandale back, we advise that you attack his convoy on the Kodurian side. He'll be leaving in a week's time with a convoy of honor guard of his personal honor guard, and will also be followed with the White Drake and formerly Carmine Kindness. There will be multiple points where they will be vulnerable along this route, and starts pulling out maps, and you see what is basically a routed map for the Viceroy's safe return back to Koduria. And it goes through Castrogard. Castrogard is the safe haven point that'll allow everybody to rest, and for the White Drakes and former Carmine Kindness to split apart and come back, while the honor guard for Koduria will be able to handle the rest of the journey. It's unknown if he's going to be calling reinforcements after that point.
So we need to get that window right there.
It's possible. Assailing a fort, it may be a terrible idea. Or if you can try and sneak him out, that might be another option.
Yeah, it's possible. After what we pulled getting them here, though, I think the folk of that fort might recognize us. We attack before your crew can hove off. Would they know enough not to get in the way?
No, they would do their job to fight. What we can do is stack the favors in our odds. We could use lesser experienced white drakesmen. Those who have just earned their rank, but not the experience of earning it just yet. False promotions, anything to really sell the guise of protection.
Very well. I don't want your folk getting hurt.
I would prefer that as well, but we have to do what has to be done. Then so be it.
So Carmine will be there
For at least half that trip.
I really don't think we want to try and do it while he's around.
Oh, yeah?
He might not have the most endurance anymore. But we've sparred with him a little. And he's no joke. All the colors are colors for a reason, former or not. I wouldn't want to tangle with any of them.
Well,
not in a manner which they don't know.
Right. Well, we got any disguise kits in this town?
He looks over to Nante. We can supply you with a bunch of anything you can try and need. You have to pack light at this point if you're going to try and follow a caravan. which at this point, if you open up the folders in front of you, you will detail the personnel. Sorry, Tom. Say that again.
Well, might be handy to not look like ourselves, at least for the first little bit of this. We might be able to get back into that fort without being recognized.
You guys flip open the folders that are right in front of you, and it's made out of like this really fine leather, nicely stitched up and together, and it's bound together with this really nice twine. You pull it right apart, and it's just everything is effortlessly seamless. Folds right open. You see a stack of papers in front of you. First page is Tobias of Keith, and it just shows Tobias of Keith, Viceroy of Corduria. Age, I don't remember the age that you'd set, Tom.
By now, he'd be pushing into his like kind of late 50s into early 60s.
Okay, so older middle age. Pros, very persuasive. Excellent practitioner in magic. Cons, annoying.
Kind of think you're underselling it here.
We're trying to keep it matter of fact.
Yeah.
Been in the position for more than 10 years. Or been in the position for about 10 years. Unsure of how he was able to get himself in the position, given his very persuasive personality. That might be one of the avenues. The next page, advisor Deirdre Gwyneth. The advisor's been side to King Altad for at least 30 years now. Known to be a high-leveling practitioner of magic. Calm, reserved, will not fight unless pushed. But from reports, when pushed, it's a devastating force of nature. And then there's a list of 10 honor guard. Four of them with sword and polearm. 4 of them archer, masters in archery, and then 2 of them magi. This is not going to be easy.
Nothing worth doing ever is.
And then sorry. And then you flip over and you see the Falskallan white drakesman, and basically you see what looks to be described like a bunch of, well, younger kids, basically like conscripts that have been or conscripts or like people that have made it to the levels of white drakesmen, so they have the ability. They have the ability and still are very skilled fighters, but lack the experience, and that would be their downfall. And especially with someone as with Carmine Kindness, rallying everything together might be a little more difficult for them.
Hey, Dolly.
Yes.
You have one of them spells that can like make a giant wall of fire
Yes.
or anything like that? No?
Oh, that's good to know. With mine, it's more bursts of fire, really. Fire bowls, fire waves.
Yeah, that's all right here. Shield has us covered. Okay. What's the marching order look like? There any way we might be able to, I don't know, catch him in such a way we could cut off the Falskallan contingent without hurting anybody? Do we
Not
gotta
likely. It's unlikely.
Marching integrated, are they?
We do not know the marching order. That'll be up to them.
Also,
Well,
can't be
shit.
too suspicious.
Yeah. Well, it was a thought. Do we know
So-
what kind of condition Jaren is in?
He's been well fed. He's not been touched. We've
Shiren is. Oh, sorry.
yeah, we have made sure that Mr. Allendale is, for lack of a better term, in pristine condition.
So Shiren would be kind of like just searching their face for any sign of deception, if I can insight check that.
Yep, go right ahead.
Thank you. 16.
Okay. They are particularly very difficult to read. Given the position that they're in and the job that they have, years of experience have dedicated to discerning, to giving out information without actually doing a facial tell. You're having a very difficult time discerning what they are saying. If what they are saying is true.
Yeah.
You get the
So-
sense that they're very straight to the point.
So she nods. Take your word for it.
Is this a circumstance for him that will only last until they cross the border?
I do not know.
Hmm.
I wouldn't put
The
it past
Viceroy has kept his mouth very tight about the condition of Mr. Hallandale after the fact. If it was with... Actually, no. Hold that back. Violet Fury fought for the safe passage of Mr. Hallandale to King Altad himself.
I see.
And to the begrudging judgment of Viceroy Keith, he accepted.
Out of game question. If memory serves, information was given by Sharon and them to the not only team them, it came up in conversation, but specifically given to the colors about Tobias Of Keith working with the White Hand.
Yep. Yeah, that has already been brought up. Or
Yeah,
that was brought up prior.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure. How, knowing of his affiliations, how big of a concern is it if he knows that we are part of the rescue?
Best to keep him for... you're talking telling Diamondback?
That Tobias is aware of Team Them being part of it. Like having seen us before, knowing who we are, if we are noticed. How bad would it be politically?
Devastating.
And how bad would it be for you if the Viceroy didn't make it out of this still breathing?
If it happened on the Cotorian side, we would have no stake in it.
Appreciate that.
You would have to make sure there are no witnesses.
Mm.
You said when does Carmine separate from them?
Casterguard.
So after the border.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not too familiar with the topography and the terrain after Casterguard. If any of you have insights on that, to find a great location.
I'm sure we had a few choice spots last time we passed through that way. Warwick, anything stand out to you as being particularly ambush worthy?
Make a history check. I just like, I'm not giving that to chance.
It was like, I don't know, DM.
Yeah.
Trust me, I got your back.
It's a 12.
It's a 12? Okay. Through the rolling hills, that would be the Meadows Vale. There are some points where the trees are very thick and have dirt roads that are kind of cut through hills. There are a few spots that are very much like that, and they're speckled along Altad's path.
If we need to, I can cast Erupting Earth a good number of times.
Keep 'em unsteady. We might be able to pick off a few of the honor guard before closing distance, if we're going that bold.
And the honor guard and the white drakes have already been chosen.
The honor guard is what has arrived with the Viceroy. The white drakes we have control over.
Could we maybe have a number or two from our side as part of the white drakes until they split off, just so we have information, we have people we can connect to within?
You have to be knighted a white drake to be able to be a part of this mission. To be a part of the convoy. To be a part of the convoy. Unfortunately, if we change the rosters now, that would be too suspicious.
And the other white drakes would know.
And the other white drakes would know.
How about this Carmine fella? I don't know anyway. Points are at Howard. Shield there could just speak into their head, get some info that way.
It would not be best to let the white drake know.
No. He's friends with Cordoria. We don't want to drag him into this if we don't have to. I could speak with him. But I don't think we want to.
I would highly not recommend that. Any more information that could be leaked or given back to all of us
It's bad.
is very dangerous.
Right. Well,
How fortified was this fort y'all visited?
very. We only got an audience in there because Dolly here is pretty dang good at arm wrestling.
Hmm.
But Well, I ain't too big to admit when I've been sloppy. That information we got had a magic seal on it that I forgot to have dispelled before I cracked it open. Say current events have made me a little desperate. That courier that came riding hell for leather after us, well, would not have put it past him to have informed the others of what went on. We show our faces there again, they're not likely to take too kindly to us. If the decision is to attack after the fort anyway, might as well just skip going in there altogether. That said, she kind of looks around at Team Them. Much as I hate to cover up faces as pretty as all y'all's, might be best if we found you some garb that made you look a little more like you belonged in the Revolt. Some nicer hats, a couple of cloaks maybe, bandanas. And if a few of you learn to say ain't every once in a while, you might just pull it off.
8. I don't like that.
Oh my
Well,
god, we're gonna have
maybe
a pretty woman montage with Housterian.
Well, maybe you just stay the strong silent type, darling.
I suppose.
Do we know for
She looks over.
certain
Oh, sorry.
that he's traveling on foot the whole way back to the king?
It will not be on foot.
I mean, horse, carriage, foot. No
would all-
teleportation.
No teleportation. All on foot. All supplies that they bring back with themselves will be able to do that. Too many things to move through teleportation itself. It has to be done by cart.
That's good. Anything that spoils?
There will be foodstuffs.
So they can't delay for very long at the fort.
We have our itinerary. It'll take them about 4 days to get from Onver to Castrogard. From there, they can stay as long as they wish at Castrogard, but from Castrogard to Astad should take another 4 days. That's if they follow an itinerary.
All right.
I still want to know if burning down Castergard is on the table. We got to do something to just make it a little bit less of a, I suppose, a defensive position.
I don't disagree with you, Dolly, but there's too many people in there who aren't part of this fight. But
And pigs in their human shields.
it does spark an idea, though.
Oh, I like
Looks at Team
sparking.
Them again. Any of y'all ever been to Koduria before?
No.
No.
Well,
Technically, Howard, you have, but you were rolling through.
Oh, during the war?
Yep.
Okay.
You were actually not Falskallan native.
Oh.
You're
Okay.
from more or less the central empire that had you kind of just want to go off and do your own thing, and so you found the backwater and went from there.
Okay.
So you
Alright.
have been, but it was more or less just you traveling and trying to figure out your life at that point.
Well, they know what the revolt looks like. But the fort don't know a damn thing about any of you. And they're used to getting travelers. So, let's say we get down there, the revolt and I set up camp at the ambush point. get ready to cause some mayhem. Team them heads into the fort. Does a little bit of recon. You there, Bonebreaker fella. You're a sneaky little guy, right?
Who, me?
That be.
Comes out from behind Ivory. Just
Mhm.
How did you get back there?
What'd you see in there?
What?
Nope. We're letting that one slide.
No.
Yeah, a bit sneaky at times.
And you two, the brawling beauties. Either one of you looks like you could handle yourselves in an arm wrestling match.
Oh. That one? Oh, yeah. Show them the guns,
That'll be
babe!
a problem.
Yeah! Yeah! Interlock the freaking arms and flexing.
All right. Well, y'all head on in there. Far enough in advance of when old Toby and his lot get in. Might be able to keep an eye on things. If he knows you, maybe I'd stay out of the castle. Keep to the grubbier parts of town where he wouldn't be seen. Or make use of those disguise kits we thought up earlier. Keep an eye on things, let us know how they're going.
Or both.
Fort looks like it ain't any more defended than it already was. Maybe we come on back, try to sneak in. But if it looks like things are getting a little more prickly, well, we'll take it from there. Looks at Ivory. I don't know. What do you think?
That sounds like a plan. But for the sake of information, I do not wish to know what your final plans are. Ignorance is bliss in this situation.
Understandable.
Very well.
At the very least, plausible deniability, yes.
Those were the words I was desperately searching for.
Oh, I have every expectation that if things go tits up, this will all be denied. And I don't begrudge you that. I do thank you for giving us a chance.
Agreed. Agreed.
You have your dossiers. You have your information. I expect it all to be destroyed by the end of this.
Before we
That
leave.
is the trust I give you.
Of course.
But we're destroying them after they get out of, like, after they've crossed the border.
So destroy everything.
I was talking about the dossiers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
We read them,
Got it.
and I burn them. Easy peasy.
Yeah.
Can, like, I keep the dossier and, like, just get rid of the stuff inside? Like, this is really nice.
Gonna go
Funny
with
because
the-
it actually has a Falskallan skill right on it. Mind you, that would be pretty much Yimmer's MO. Would be like, look what I took. I didn't steal his money. I stole his folder.
What can you do? I steal folders. I'm really good at it.
There's no important information in them, just folders.
Folder. I make you think there's important stuff in it. Mystery.
All the important stuff goes to the sack.
Exactly.
That's funny.
You may go now.
Thank you.
No, seriously, what did you see in there?
At this point, you guys you guys have a week's time before the caravan leaves. Where you want to go from there is up to you. If you want to set up a perch point after Castrogard, or before, or in,
Yeah.
it's up to you. How you wish to attack this is all up to you. Which at that point, we're going to take a 10-minute break.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, Juju, if you can set up a timer for 10 minutes, please.
Mm-hmm. Working on
Hmm.
That's seconds, not minutes.
10 seconds. 10
Not
seconds!
hours. Not hours either.
Oh, wow.
And of course, cue up the Monty Python intermission music.
Yeah.
Actually,
Put the
you know
no
what?
cursing timer on.
I was going to say that. Just at this point, throw the technical difficulties up there for the sake of it. We're going to break.
Pickles.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. We're going.
All right, let's go.
No, I'm just
Oh,
going to
okay.
give them.
Wait, we
He's
back
done
now?
Leroy, so we're back.
We back.
Man, you are inconsistent.
I know.
I'm trying to run a professional show here. I finally get a radio announcer that we're going to lose, and you don't even properly count me in. Like, what the hell? I hate it here. Okay, so welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the absolute shit show that this is. That being said, let's keep it on. So, y'all have a week to try and figure stuff out, to get yourself out ahead of time, and yeah, figure out exactly what the plan of attack really is and everything that goes with that. So, with that being the case, what are y'all doing?
Well, if anyone wants to join Dolly, she will be out making the hopefully with Lorik, making the ambush point as difficult terrain as possible.
Wait,
Eerie?
We're
Eerie's gonna
still in
join.
town at first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
We'll just be discussing how we're gonna make it difficult.
Yeah.
getting any supplies?
I have it on my cloak of useful items and stuff. I can make a whole pit.
Perfect.
A pit, and yep.
Is there any bottom to it?
Oh, there is a bottom to it. It's just it's a 10-foot drop.
That seems incredibly useful.
Yeah. I don't know why I have it, but this is the reason why I have it. You never know when you're gonna be doing a heist.
Sometimes you just need to make a pit.
That's right.
All right. Well, during some session where they're not likely to be overheard, Shiren will say, definitely want to get to the fort well in advance of the convoy getting there. Maybe 2-3 days ahead of time. I think best thing to do would be to have the Revolt hide out somewhere with a view to the road, so that Val can let y'all know when we see the convoy coming in. Once we know the convoy's heading to the fort, we'll ride on ahead of the ambush point, but we'll let you guys know to go to ground so you're not spotted. Now, your call, I would say, whether you want to wait at the fort until the convoy leaves, maybe catch them in a pincer, or leave as soon as you've got the info you need and come join us. Probably riskier if they think they're being followed, though.
Yeah.
Hmm. I do think I would like to go see if I can find perhaps a hat of disguise. I feel like that would help me out the most, considering I'm not going to do y'all very well.
I appreciate your efforts
Honestly,
all the same.
it's probably not a bad idea for all of us.
Depends on how many the shops around here have, I suppose, but yes,
It
certainly.
does, and how expensive.
Certainly that.
Aren't you made of money, Hal? I don't think that's a big issue.
No, I'm made of memories of money. It's surprisingly different.
That's lame.
It's all. Think of it as IOUs that are more painful to get out of than normal. With family, of course. It's not that simple. Simply not that simple. Simply not that simple.
Oh, we go see what's around, first and foremost.
Well, I can see what my Uncle Felix has got.
That's a good start.
I mean, he's got some weird shit, so...
I like it. It's a good starting point.
Otherwise, we just go to all the other normal places, and those are boring. I'd at least be able to sneak up on my Uncle Felix and punch him in the balls. Which will be fun!
Y'all have some weird family traditions out here.
He's not actually my uncle. He might as well be my uncle, but he's not actually my uncle. He's actually my grandfather's, one of his, best friends. They raided a crew together like ours, and then, they all got old. So now they all do other things. Except for my grandfather, he's dead.
I'm sorry.
It's fine!
B starts crying.
Oh, yeah. This is what happens when you talk about this stuff.
I didn't know. Honey, I am so sorry. Here, there.
Don't touch me!
Okay.
Don't touch her!
Okay. if it brings us back to somewhere funny, I'm just missing the context on punching him in the ghoulies.
For the ball busters.
That's enough context.
All right, so y'all want to start heading out doing magic finding stuff. Okay, let me just do something real quick.
And what are we doing? Like, we go there and arm wrestle people?
We simply stay put beforehand, 2 or 3 days beforehand. They accept travelers, so we'll be travelers.
Keeping
Okay.
an eye out for when they show up. See what we
I
can
guess
do about
her-
keeping an eye on them while they're in town and knowing when they leave.
Hopefully,
So-
no extra honor guards show up to escort them the rest of the way.
Mm-hmm.
So, are we thinking that they'll probably stay there for a day? Or
I don't
stop
know.
there?
I can imagine probably stopping there for the day.
Okay, because, like, when all this first happened, I did make a promise to kind of myself and Mr. Sack that I would make Mr. Keith shit himself. And so I'm going to...
Sorry, are you trying to have him shit into Mr. Sack?
No, I don't think Mr. Sack would like that. No. No, I'm just going to make him shit so much. So much.
And then you collect the shit and put it in the sack.
No, he just
Okay.
keeps doing it.
Or we put it in his sack.
Sure. Like once he stops shitting, I'm kind of like, okay, job done. Goodbye, good day, and I want my diamond back.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna make a bunch of Worm Slayer, and yeah, I was thinking of maybe trying to give it to some of the guard, and so that it like mucks them up. Like a little bit of Worm Slayer is good. A bit more than a little, not so good. It just clears everything, like a lot.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm thinking if we can kind of slip it into, the food or the drink, if they stop somewhere, then, well, that's a lot fewer of them that we have to,
Yeah.
fight.
Mhm.
Leans over to Warwick. Is it bad that I want to recruit this guy?
It's another loudmouth we have to deal with.
I mean, balance.
When can we recruit another quiet person, please?
The next introvert we find, honey, I'll bring them in.
I'd like to be introverts with someone else. Just sitting in the corner watching you all be chaos. I'm fine with that.
Okay, so Beatrice.
Mm.
Out to go see Uncle Felix.
Let go.
With
All right,
friends,
so you
I-
make
My
it.
uncle.
You make.
Mickey.
Yep, you make it out to the Antiquitist. Again, out in Ashhorn's Hollow. You make it out there. Is it just you?
Don't come in with.
The boo boos are
Oh,
coming
what?
together.
Shit.
I would also like to come with to see if I can find a hut.
Hat!
Hi, thank you very much.
Shiren's gonna lay low, but she will say, look, if there's any leftover hats, she'll take one.
Okay. Heading into the door, you immediately get the smell of just old items wafting back, the must, the dinginess of it. It's very much like an antique bookstore. It's just that very unique smell that just always seems to permeate off of items that are at least 50 years and older.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's always the smell.
Yep. Sometimes it smells like just pennies.
Yeah. Smells like I'm sucking on a battery.
Yeah. Lead poisoning.
I would like to
The lead poisoning stare. Oh man.
But the item shop seems to be well stocked with a bunch of different items. A lot of it looks to be very, well, antique-y for the sake of, this is an heirloom that the kids didn't want anymore, so they hawked it off to the antiquitist. And the store is lined with a lot of these shelves that do that, and it's done in a very, very nice manner. The nice glass shelves and cases, nicely lit by runes in the back corners of each of the cases and whatnot. It's very well thought out. But as soon as you walk in,
Excuse me.
you make
Damn bell. And then sneaks behind a case or something.
yeah. Just you see an older elven gentleman walk out. Still has kind of started growing out a bit of goatee, a little bit of goatee, more or less like the under chin point here, or under chin, under lip, whatever this is.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I don't like that. We're gonna call it a Felix patch.
Is it the flavor saver?
No, the flavor saver's up here.
Oh, really? I feel like okay.
Flavor saver's here. Soup catcher's here. And this is just for added fun.
It's a soul patch. So your soul is in here. Yeah, makes sense.
That's where the gingers keep them.
Ah, I see.
Either way, you see, he started growing out a bit of a soul patch right here. Has this very new age art hipster vibe going on there with a slight beanie, slight beanie on top. The elven ears are pointed back. Kind of see he was just in the middle of eating something and kind of spilled a little bit over. It was more or less probably a cucumber in some sort of a dip. Just kind of splattered all over his really nice black, not suit, but just average wear, but it's very done up and well presented. Comes out, oh, can I help you? Any of you? Wait, I recognize you. Wait, if you're here, where is she? Just,
I got my armor on, I assume so.
Yep. There you are. He pulls a suit of armor just out of the way a little bit, just I see you.
This fucking armor, god damn it.
You're not getting me this time. Darling, why don't you get something that's a little more stealthy?
Because it doesn't protect as much when it's stealthy.
I mean, fair. You are just like your grandfather. He didn't really care about the stealth element. As long as he made noise and attracted attention, he was more or less happy that way.
Exactly.
Regardless.
Except when it counts, because, sometimes I do want to be sneaky. Like right now, and I can't, so.
Yeah. See, now that's a forethought issue.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm wearing my armor. We're just walking around town.
Honestly, having armor on shows status and position, and shows a position of strength.
It is hot.
That too. that too. You are gorgeous today. By the way, you're trying to come here and steal some more of my stuff.
We never steal anything, Uncle Fifi.
Aha. Steal.
Just borrow and return at a much later, maybe never date.
Yes, by the way, I'm still getting those stains out of those cloaks. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It was a great party. They were a lot of fun.
I bet it was. Given the stains that were on them. By the way, why?
I think the better question is, why not?
Or when?
Anyways, what magic shit you got?
All right, come back here. I'm assuming all of you are coming. He points to the rest of you.
Mm-hmm. If that's acceptable, yes.
It's acceptable because you're with her. If you came in by yourselves, I would have never paid any of your
pain
mind.
in the ass.
Yes, I know. Have you seen Auntie Belle lately?
Yeah, she's doing good.
Good. And
She
Liliana?
well, Auntie Belle made cookies the other time, and they were absolutely awful.
I know she's absolutely terrible at baking. I still ate them anyway to try and make her feel better, but let's be honest, she's kind of picky sometimes.
Yep. Liliana's doing good. She's got a murder kitty now.
She's got a... Wait, what?
She's got a murder kitty.
You're walking through as you're having this conversation. You see the rows just change from like this nice front display into like the back rooms. You just push the beads out of the way and you come and you come back into the back rooms and there's a door. He opens it up, ushers you in, and you walk in and it's just like, it's very much like the back of a warehouse where there's a lot of things that are just kind of haphazardly set into like shelves or kind of off in a corner, and then a bunch of other stuff that's been leaned on top of it. And so, but you see one display that seems to be like the magical items that are of worth. And he walks in. All right. So are you looking for something more utility wise or something more attacking wise? Because I don't think I have a lot in terms of actual attacking.
Yes.
Okay. He pulls a coin out. Boom. I remember one of my old companions had one of these. He pulls out a coin. It looks back and forth, and on it is like one of it is shining absolutely brilliant gold, as if it has never been scuffed once in its life. You flip it on the backside, and it's the worst tarnished copper that you could ever see. This is what I recognize as an all or nothing coin. Basically, you want to play your luck, you use this. You can either have great successes or great failures.
Howard, I think that one's already yours.
Me? Maybe. How much is it?
Oh, this one right now is oh, let me take a look at this. He takes down, kind of pulls out like one of those jewelers eyeglasses in there. He puts it up, puts it in. Oh, that'll be probably about 100 gold. But for you, I'll drop it to 75.
Is it like a one-use thing, or?
That you're going to have to find out after you buy it.
We'll keep it in mind.
So, wait, what does this coin even do?
I'm not going to tell you anything until you purchase something.
What? That's stupid!
You gotta listen to my descriptions.
Well, they're boring.
Spleet.
You wouldn't.
What? What? It's a coin.
Oh
No.
God.
And it's gone.
Oh no.
Oh,
no.
bye.
We made God mad.
Come back with the pickle juice, sir. Come back.
So should we just start robbing Felix while he's out?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
If he asks,
Look over there, Felix.
Yeah.
Felix just
Wait, that's the
freezes.
bag of devouring.
It's just gone.
My job here is done.
Oh no.
is that kind of cursed?
Because he looks sort of ghost-like with the blur.
I know.
It's going by again.
Me too. I thought he was going by.
It's
love you,
going by
TK.
again.
Yeah, you looked really cursed when you walked by because the blur made you look
You're like
kinda,
half blurred and half not.
yeah, it's kind of creepy.
Spleen can either make you extremely successful or extremely unsuccessful in a situation.
What's the difference of like without it? Because that's how it is all the time. You either are successful or not.
But
You also know ahead of time.
That's true. And how heavily is... you might get lucky and find a gold piece on the ground outside of this store. Or you might get lucky and find 10 platinum on the ground outside of this store. That's a bad analogy. You don't do much with money. You might find a single bone die, and he pulls one out outside of this store. Or you might find a whole fucking giant's hand outside of this store.
Ah.
There you go.
Wow.
Or you may trip on a bucket and break all your teeth.
Yeah.
Oh. That sounds like a skill issue.
For the teeth, I'm sure.
My teeth are tough.
All right, moving on.
Sorry,
This
Uncle
is-
Felix.
Right, you'll probably
Next up, he
need
pulls
to-
out this handkerchief. It's like it's a
Handkerchief.
silver fabric cloth that is 12 inch by 12 inch, so basically a foot by foot. And he's like, pretty average, right? He flicks it and it flattens out and turns to steel.
Whoa.
And it flops back to normal.
Oh, I
It's a very unassuming cloth. Otherwise.
Interesting. I don't know what I could do with that. That's interesting.
Next.
Give it give it to someone and have them blow their nose in it, and if it has a command word, then you speak it.
The next, he pulls out a pair of scrolls, and he says, "These." He pulls both of them out. I would like for one of you to write on one of these, please.
Grab it and draw a dick on it.
And as soon as you start drawing a dick on one, a dick shows up on the other side. As long as you keep these scrolls within the same plane, whatever's written on one will be seen by the other.
Hallie, you already have this.
As far as I know, they'll go away after 24 hours, but...
The message or the scroll?
The message, not the scroll.
Okay, okay.
That'd be a terrible magical item to sell.
Yeah, it made me curious because I was like, wait, so are these ones going to go away?
Eventually, these will go away. The messages will go away. And the clock, like... There's a magical essence to these scrolls that get rolled out. It's like this really nice fabric that's wrapped around what is like a nice ironwood dowel. So it's like pure black with a couple of knobs right at the end of it to kind of seal everything in together. And so it rolls out beautifully. The action is smooth.
Yeah, nice. Oh, that would mean you wouldn't just be limited to a few people.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
We could have one with one or several people if they're together.
Could you know how you guys like write spells and shit? Could one of you like write the spell on that and then share it with the other person that has the other scroll, and then you could both cast the same spell?
That's a very interesting thing to test.
It's this thing. This thing is weird.
Mm-hmm.
That is.
At that point, you see Felix turn for a second. Like, did that just come out of your mouth?
I did. I love you. This is the only nerd I accept.
I need something dumb to say. Too smart, my brain hurts now.
I. How much for those? How much for the scrolls?
Oh, these ones? It's a very simple enchantment to put these on and bring them across each other. At this point, I'll give them to you for 50 gold.
That's not bad.
I could do 50. Yes.
What about 75 gold?
Spade, no, Spade.
Oh.
No.
You're lucky I like you. If you did this without Beatrice here, I would have taken you up on that.
Okay, so either I did something good
Spade,
or not.
Spade, small. Not small, not big, small.
Okay.
Next up, he throws a ring over at Howard. Here, catch.
What? Oh.
It's this very simple, unassuming ring. There seems to be dwarven runes that have etched into it, but it's very simple and basic. It's just a band, but it seems to change its shape as soon as you hover it over one of your fingers. That there is a ring of tracking.
Tracking.
You have to. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to attune to that one, but if you do, the user would know the location of where that ring is. Generally, merchants use it for making sure their shipments make it.
Now that's interesting.
So if we attune to it, we always know where it is.
Correct.
How much is it?
And that one there. I priced it at 100 gold myself, but I can give it to you for 60.
That one's a sold deal, guaranteed.
Not 75.
No.
Okay.
60.
Let me know when I can say it.
So stupid.
You see this, he pulls out a staff and he's like, pulls out this staff and it looks very much, very much like a walking stick, like a giant walking stick with a nice hooked end on it, and it kind of wraps around itself. And it says, this one here, this one will allow you to dominate beasts at least once a day. I believe it's called a shepherd's staff, if I'm right. Unfortunately, I think this only thing works on farm animals, so or anything that could be domesticated.
Damn.
Bull.
One more time, Hal?
The horses are domesticated.
Yeah.
People are riding horses. That still could be useful.
What kind of range does
No.
it have?
It would be basically casting Dominate Beast. So whatever the range of that would be.
Who D&D Beyond?
Thank you for choosing D&D Beyond.
An okay distance.
Yep.
Not terrible. That could be useful to throw a little chaos.
Yep.
Bit of a
And
distraction.
that's kind of all the items of note that I've picked up lately that I haven't sold yet. If you're looking for something a little more specific, you can give me time. I'd be able to get it for you, get it for you to you for a cheaper price. But unfortunately, I mean, when you come in and out of a whim without telling me you're coming, I can't prepare for anything.
Yeah. We don't have a whole lot of time to wait at the moment, unfortunately.
Do I want to ask?
No.
Okay, works for me. Passable to my ability. That's what I like.
What? Man is a baby.
Hi, Billy Buddy.
So then, what do you want to buy?
This
You
for sure.
perchance have... Pardon?
This for sure.
He's holding up the ring.
Certainly.
The scrolls.
Yeah, certainly the scrolls as well. You wouldn't happen to have any spare hats of disguise, would you?
Unfortunately, no. I don't.
Damn.
Those are a little more restricted. You'd have to go to the Triumvirate for that one.
Hmm.
Okay.
Very well. I think we can certainly make use of what we have here. Thank you very much.
Not a problem. So that'll be... Oh, what was that? So 75 for that. Are you buying this coin? Yes or no?
Yeah, screw it. Let's see if it helps.
All right, so I lumped everything together, so it'll be, what, 75 for that, 60 for this, 50 for that. How about I just... If you pay 150 gold, we'll call it even.
Spleen.
Se- 75.
As Howard's giving over half of the 150. Here,
He
Hal,
takes
I
it
got
in
half.
hand. Perfect. Okay, so...
Okay,
So-
the other 75 then.
Okay. So I'm going to start dropping a bunch of links in the Falskallan chat. So what you've purchased is an all or nothing coin, which if you would normally roll a d20, flip a coin instead. Heads is a critical success, natural 20. Tails is a critical failure, natural 1. Can be used once per short rest.
I definitely hanging on to that. This is a
Yeah, that's
horrible
pretty cool.
idea. But Hal's right.
Just gonna let you know, if you do use that item, I'm going to really upplay the failures.
Oh yeah. It's
I
I
hope
don't know what
so.
it's gonna come into play with yet. But that's definitely up Howard's alley.
No, I don't know either, and that's why we do that. So the silver handkerchief, no.
How much was it again?
I never gave a price.
That's why he grouped them all as the
That's right.
150.
You grouped
Like-
the 3?
I grouped 3 items that I
Yeah,
knew
you
you were
grouped
interested
3.
in.
Oh, you knew you. Yes.
So the shepherd's staff, no, the ring of
The-
tracking, the pair of scrolls, and the all or nothing coin. You didn't
Yeah.
want the shepherd's
is
staff.
Tempting, but
The staff is very tempting.
how much
Uncle
would the
Felix,
staff
if we
be?
bought all 5, we took all of them, would you take 200?
If you made it to 25, I would be more than happy.
That doesn't seem like a bad deal to me.
Trust me, I'm giving you a deal because I like you, and I'm still
Aw.
I'm still taking pity on the fact that your grandfather just died.
You gonna make her cry again?
Oh,
Best.
that's great. Yeah, I'll throw some gold towards it. I can't use the staff personally, but I feel like someone would be able to. Oh, is it dangerous to give it to Yimmer?
Oh my god.
That's your point.
It's out of my hands now.
I can't intervene. It's a canon event.
I was gonna give it to Hal, but I feel like somehow that's. Howard takes the coin, and he doesn't actually activate it, but he jokingly flips it.
What's your
Heads
roll?
and tails.
Which flip?
Oh my god.
Odds is tails. Evens is heads. It's tails.
Is that the bad one?
So yes, it's going to
That would be
Yim.
the bad one. I think it's a bad idea to give it to Yim.
Yeah. It's at this point when you guys leave the shop that you accidentally run into a pile of armor. You flip that
Over a
coin.
bucket.
Even if you jokingly flip that coin, I will narrate it.
Howard's just getting up from the pile of armor and whatnot, like, ow. Lesson learned number 1.
You don't fuck with the magic item. All right. So with that, you guys leave the shop, and so Halsteria and Howard, you want to try and fight Hats of Disguise?
Yeah.
Which at that point, you go see Koss at
Mhm.
the Artificer's Triumvirate. He's still working on that very weird contraption that doesn't make any sense, like a cart with no horses. He looks,
How's that thing coming anyway?
I don't know. It just happens to work sometimes.
Sometimes.
I can't make heads or tails of felt magic. It just does.
Okay.
But I'm working on it. Now, what are you looking for?
Hats of Disguise.
He kind of looks you up and down. He's out of armor form at this point. So you see basically like the stars in his eyes, literally the stars in his eyes, like shifting and trying to make sense of what you're trying to say. I don't think we have any. We might have one. I'll have to go check.
One is better than none. Especially with where we're going.
You're asking for restricted items. It might be difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. So is the task.
I understand. Let me check.
Thanks.
That's the second natural 20 I've rolled tonight.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
He comes back with one. Well, I had found it.
Oh, shit.
I had to talk to one of the artificers. They were not happy that I had to take it, but I pulled my rank.
Thanks. How much would it be?
Seeing as I took it from one of the artificers, if I did not come back with maximum price, I don't think he would be very inclined to work for me.
Yeah, that is understandable.
Then at that point, I would ask for 500 gold pieces.
Okay. Hal, how much do you have on you?
On me at the moment, a little over 200.
Okay.
I really haven't given you guys a lot of gold, have I?
Mm,
We
nope.
haven't done a lot of
I
stuff
was
gonna
that's
say
needed
we-
loot.
For as
We
much as
grabbed.
we've done for the kingdom.
We did grab a shitload of.
Yeah, which has not been divided up yet. Especially because like we divide it between the revolt, between both parties.
Yeah. Well, I know Shiren got the kind of thing that was, or the collection that was worth 500. If she knew that you guys were going out shopping for things that were going to help the ambush, she would have put those funds at your disposal.
Okay.
All right.
Howard probably wouldn't use all of it though. Save some of it for other things like disguise kits and whatnot. So he'll put in 200 himself.
And likewise would Holsterian.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you. Is that everything?
That, I think, is all we should get. We don't want to get too much. It would be... We'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Excellent. At that point, you get this really nice hat. It's a fedora, basically. You just put it on, you tip it, and therefore you turn into what you want to be.
The real reason that it's restricted.
Viceroy.
My visor.
I love the
neck
idea
beard
of
just
doing
starts
it to
growing.
an equally terrible person. Oh.
All right.
It's like one
That was painful.
predator
That hurt.
actually another.
Oh dear.
So is that the rest of your item shopping?
Howard, yeah.
Like you guys, your characters would be able to go out and try and pick up the necessary spell components. The diamonds for Revivify that were spent. I mean, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but they're going to be hard to find.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. With the remaining funds and funds that anyone's willing to put forth, Val and I assume Dolly as well are definitely going to try and find some diamonds. What they can at minimum.
So at that point, roll a percentile dice for me, please.
Mm-hmm.
Here, Hal, I'll roll the tens place. You roll, or I'll roll the ones place. This is the ones place.
Oh, they're rolling together. The ship.
My phone died. I can't put the emojis in chat. Somebody put the emojis in chat.
I get a 4.
60.
So 64.
Okay. That was 5 off a nice, but not really.
Some
So
floors look like a 9.
So at that point, you come to. Oh man, I can't words right now. You head into like a jeweler shop where they would normally have diamonds of different cuts and rarities and whatnot, and so you go in, you're able to haggle for about $300 gold worth of. How many revivifies are you planning on using?
Val ideally wants to have at least 1 Revivify and 1 or 200 for Greater Restoration.
Okay, so you're looking for basically for spell value 500 gold worth of.
Yeah.
Cool. Which at that point you start haggling, you're able to get basically the worth of the diamonds for about 700 gold.
Val by himself has 96.
Well, Dolly will have to chip in. 600.
There is. We only used 100 of the 4. Of the 5.
Right.
So.
Warwick would have tossed the golden ring because she looted that, or they, sorry, looted that from the priestess. As long as that wasn't magical, Warwick would have given you that to like trade.
Howard would have identified it by now. If
Golden-
memory serves, it was not magical.
No, it was just
Oh,
basically a part of a horde
Mhm.
item. It was a magical ring that was basically 50 gold, if I remember right.
Okay.
I
That's
I
right.
I think I did price them as you guys were looking.
I think so. I'm just juggling windows to get to it.
I have 250 written down, but that
It is
too
250.
much.
Right. No. You're right.
Yeah, 250 gold each.
If I said that, that's what it is.
Yeah, so Warwick would have tossed you the golden ring and the brass mug.
Sweet.
Which is 250 gold each.
So then
So if you needed it.
And the 500 was just gold itself, right? Like coins. Not from the 2 items just now, the 500 that Shiren gave.
That would have been in gems.
Okay, that would have been the gems.
Yeah.
At least one of them. Okay.
Yeah, there were 2 topaz, 3 sapphires, 1 black pearl, 1 aquamarine at about 500 each.
Probably use.
Oh yeah, shit.
The ring and mug and hold on to the gems. And Val would put in 50 gold. If Dolly can put in the other 150.
Certainly.
And he'll keep some of the diamonds for 1 use of Greater Restoration and give the Revivify and other diamonds to Dolly.
Okay. So with that, you all disperse the gold, the useful items, and everything that is needed and necessary. Which at that point, this would take you about a day to do all this gathering and pre-set up. Which at that point, the plan is who's going to go and do the scouting at Castrogard.
One thing I would like to ask during
No.
this whole week.
No.
It's
It's coming from you. No. What are you looking for?
No, nothing too out of the ordinary, just a dead body.
Somebody
no one
clip
would
that
miss.
for the love of God.
Just gonna have a zombie hanging out outside the fort.
Yeah. Like if you're gonna find a dead body, it's more likely in a city than in the wilderness.
It's true.
You go out to one of the grave sites in the city, one of the cemeteries that are there, and you see what is a freshly dug grave.
Is it Mark?
Roll a percentile die.
I think I want to know their name.
Quote unquote, DM, please name this zombie for me.
87.
87. It's not marked. No, it's not marked at all. So at that point, for the sake of it, you have a friend.
And like, are we talking, well, fresh grave, so quite fleshy still?
Yeah, very.
Cool.
Very fleshy. Basically, you get what was an elven man that was very well, even before decay and stuff, looked very scrawny and skinny, just long and lanky. At that point, it was very much you see the corpse stand up, and even just swaying back and forth, there's just an actual like rhythm to the movement and whatnot, is because the arms are so long compared to what you normally see. It's just like it's a really weird gait, especially for the freshly risen.
Don't know what to call you yet, but I like the sway you got. Gonna need you to kind of fill in this hole that I kind of took you out of. Don't want anyone looking for you. And I guess just stay out in the woods, kind of off the path down there, and I'll come get you when we're ready to go.
He just turns around, just starts refilling the dirt that's been filled in. Just
God, I missed having a friend like this.
and as soon as he's done, he just starts walking through the town.
Oh, no, come back, back. Ha, okay. Responsible Yim. Okay. You cannot be seen by anyone, so I need you to kind of go. Probably shouldn't have done this right until like we were ready. Okay. Come with me. And Yimmer's gonna try and navigate through the wilderness to the path.
Okay.
That's going to take.
It takes you a couple hours because, I mean, again, he's slow and not very dexterous.
And Yimmer
Which at that point, he trips over like a couple of felled trees, and the muck is still very, very much fresh. So just slips, falls, and you pick him up, and he's now covered in muck and just going.
Well, not most nimble, but you still got that sway going. So I'm just gonna call you Mick Swagger.
Oh my god!
And yeah,
You find the point. You do your thing. Yeah. If you're looking for health potions, you can pick up 2 normal health potions. That'll be given by the. That'll be appropriated by the government that it fell off a cart.
Is that to me or someone else?
That would to be.
Okay.
Are there any other fun potions at the potion shop?
You're getting health potions. I'm done doing shopping episode.
I like
I'm
shopping
in for the good stuff.
episode.
Makeover.
Okay. 2 health potions.
Give me a second.
Oh, you've been putting it in here. Okay, cool.
I got you. I like spreadsheets.
Oh god.
I could make
I
more.
really like spreadsheets.
I have a lot of
I like
experience
spreading
with
sheets
them.
as well.
Ah.
I like spreading cheeks too. Wait, what?
I remember
those
if
are-
we need to do coin conversions, the first sheet has that.
And
Or coin dividing.
gracious DM, those are just the standard healing potions.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna steal those. Thank you very much.
And that stuff I sent you, can I just get a bunch of those?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you'd have the wherewithal to actually get it done.
Okay. It said nothing special, so
Yeah, exactly. So it's just
fun stuff.
I would not see an issue with that. Now you just have to remember you have it.
Oh, I remember.
That's what I'm afraid of.
I have
Okay.
so much random stuff. I still have a snow globe
Snow globe. Wait, when did I give you that?
from the hospital.
Right.
How did I know it was from the hospital?
Because we spent so long in the hospital.
Fuck it, we're not
Did you
breaking
get-
Diamondback out. We're just going back to the hospital.
The cat might still be there.
Well,
You have to realize that the cat was what's his name, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's just me.
Oh,
yeah.
Why you gotta be that way? Too soon. Too soon. Which at that point, just looking up an alchemist and potion shop. It's just all the basic stuff in there, really. The healer's kit, there's oils, just like base oils. Components pouch, glass bottles, antitoxins. There is like vials of acid and whatnot, but it looks to be more or less for like in portions of actual chemistry work.
He's like looking for like anti-magic kind of bullshit because she heard there's a whole bunch of magic people and is not a magic person. So
In the shops that you're looking, it's more or less basic wares outside of your health potions.
Got it.
Be
You're kind of getting all of you are kind of getting the feeling that there's a lot of major supply that are gone and not getting restocked.
I do have some anti-magical capability. I can counterspell and to a degree within a short range of me, I can guarantee no spells get to us.
As long as you think you can handle 4 of them. You don't do great.
Handle is one story, but defend against depends how powerful they are. Not a lot can get through this.
You can tell I'm pretty scarred from Solnas. It was
That's
tough
why I
being
learned this
there
spell.
and not being able to do anything.
It's exactly
So-
why I learned this spell.
I appreciate it.
I just wish I had it at the time.
We live and we learn. Happened for a reason, and
Yeah.
I've come to accept he's moved to a better place. And eventually I will too.
Yeah.
He is quite literally here with me in every aspect of my being. I'm wearing his circlet, his armor, and I carry his staff. So, at the end, it's for the better.
Yeah. 2 is better than 1. And we have a whole
2 is
lot more
better
than
than-
2. Tobias,
He's
on the other
both-
hand, I feel like he only has 1 willingly. The rest are just there. I guess it's their job. Hopefully.
It's hard to know right from wrong, and if you fall in with the wrong crowd, it's hard to realize you're wrong.
Yeah.
But
that's on them at this point. That's not going to stop us getting Diamond back.
let's go get Diamond back.
It was with that, you all go to sleep in your respective places. Team them, you wake up in the guild hall, in your room. There are still crabs everywhere. They're in a tub.
Yeah.
They're in a tub, and you've known that Bryony's been feeding and cleaning the
Yeah.
tub
Yeah.
because it's what she does.
Mm.
But
Mm.
as soon as the first of you who wakes up opens the door, you see a chest planted right at the bottom of that door.
I shove it with my shoe.
Shove it with your shoe. It's solid.
I think it's safe, Spleen, considering where we are. He says as he opens it with his shield in front of him. Just because he said that.
You open it up, and you immediately recognize the loot and the hat of your good friend Diamondback. With a note inside, if you do spring him, you might want these.
Speaking of which, Howard would have attuned to the Ring of Tracking unless someone else wanted to attune to it instead.
B is full.
And reached out to Ivory to see if he could plant it among the supplies as close to Diamondback as possible.
With you do that, and you leave the ring. How would you get it to him?
Depends where they want me to leave it.
You hear back from Dante to leave it in leave it at the guild hall, like dead center of one of the mess hall tables. You leave it, and about 10 minutes later, it's gone. You don't know how, but it is.
Okay.
With that would be. So then I'm gonna ask this: who's going out to Casterguard?
Howard will.
I'm down.
Is it all team them?
Yeah, I think so.
So all of team them. So you guys basically head out beforehand, and before you do, the Hallowed Revolt and team them meet up, exchange basically like you exchange the scrolls. You do like it's resource allocation and a reimagining of the plan just to make sure what you got is what you got. And so with that, team them starts making it out to Castrogard. The 4 days of travel, you see 4 days of travel from where you start, you see the rolling hills starting to bud with life again. Spring is here. You feel the warmth in the air, the coolness at night, but heading on the Onvarian Way, you pass caravans that are pulling supplies in towards Onver, and you pass other people who are just making their trek out to Castrogard and beyond. You spend your nights out on the side of the road, setting up, planning, eating, trying to find some respite and solace, feeling the nerves of the big event that's going to happen. And eventually you make it to the gates of Castrogard. They are open, they are welcoming, but they are also very daunting and foreboding. For you may walk into her grasp, but she's the one who has you.
Before we get too close, Yimmer would have McSwagger kind of start.
Yeah. Yeah,
going around.
you would do the smart thing, or at least the responsible Yimmer thing, which, by the way, I'm proud of you for trying.
He's grown up.
Isn't it
The next set of hot pants will have hashtag responsible Yim on them.
I can arrange that.
Can we make that into like toddler sized?
Toddler-sized hot pants doesn't sound like that would be.
No, I'm not talking about hot pants, but just like toddler sized something, so that way we could, give it to Rose.
I'm sure I could find a shirt.
A responsible Yim. It is currently midday, and the sun and the birds are chirping. You make it to the main tavern hall and get yourselves a series of rooms side by side. And with that, you sit, you wait. It's at this point the Hallowed Revolt. So the Hallowed Revolt is following the caravan then?
No, the idea was we'd send team them into the fortress.
Yep.
The Hallowed Revolt would actually still aim to get to that area ahead of the caravan.
Mm-hmm.
But they'd find a place like somewhere in the woods nearby to camp out, stake out a spot where they could keep an eye on the road, and then let team them know when the caravan was coming.
Gotcha. So then the Hallowed Revolt, following in a days behind, get close to Castrogard. You get past the area where you had dealt with, the courier.
He belongs to the mountain now.
He is the mountain. Which is funny because you see like a darkened stain that looks like a human shape inside. That's kind of like seeped through the rock a bit.
Yeah, could have hidden that a little better. Be a great urban legend someday.
It's one of those like the aftermark or like the after residue of kind of like what happened at Hiroshima, where it was just like the flash literally imprinted the shadow of the person into the surroundings. Cursed Kinder Egg. God.
I mean, not wrong.
You recognize the area well because you've been through it once, but seeing it from another angle is always it's always weird. Still, eventually finding a spot just west, or sorry, just east of Castrogard on the Falskallan border. You set up a perching spot inside a very nice thicket of birches, with a lot of downed and felled branches and leaves, where you create more or less this hovel and hut that would almost look like as if an animal had done it. While the rest of the Hallowed Revolt would be further into the forest, there would be a roving sentry in this little thatched thicket that you made.
And
3 days later,
oh, sorry.
or sorry, not 3 days later. That would be 5 days later. After that, you see what looks to be the Kodurian honor guard that you've seen when attending kingly council or live like coronations or speeches by the king himself, with 5 carriages pulling in tow with mounted horseback white drakesmen and the familiar Carmine Kindness, or former Carmine Kindness, Bartek. Howard, you've been feeling the presence of your ring getting closer and closer as the days go in. And it's at this point you feel it right outside the front gates of Castrogard. Standing, having Spleen set out as like a little bit of a sentry out in one of the chairs in the tavern spots outside, kind of soaking up the sun. That's when, Spleen, you see it. The caravan come right through. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Yeah.
Boy.
Game on. With that, I want to thank everybody tonight for sticking by as much as you possibly could. Next week, we're going to get into this whole shindig and shenanigans. I can't wait to see what you fuckers come up with. I cannot wait. But before we end tonight's session, we got to make a couple of announcements, go through our advertisers, and see who we are rating. But with that, I'm going to send it over to Tom. So, Tom, please take it away.
Thank you. Of course, and thank you so much again for joining us here in Falscala. Thanks again to D&D Beyond for sponsoring us. Thanks to FX May Vary for sponsoring us and contributing some amazing artists to the Dire Bear family. Huge thanks, of course, to our first adept patron, Mama Bear, whose praises shall be sung tonight in the ineffable style of Has Been Hotel. You enable our stories, the fun and the strange. You embolden our chaos adventures deranged. So we'll sing out your glory, don't you ever change. Oh, Mama Bear, you dream. With you around, it's gonna be a happy day on stream. Remember to check out Patreon if you'd like to see me butcher a peppy song from an animated classic in your honor. Although, I should probably say that is not going to be the case for too much longer. Going to make the official announcement here. I have been hired as the afternoon drive announcer at a radio station out in Port Alberni, British Columbia, Canada. And due to the time difference of being pretty much as far onto the farthest onto the Pacific coast I could possibly be, I'm not going to be able to stay on the stream once I move out there. So, for the next few weeks, you get me. Hopefully we get Diamondback back, and I know we haven't had a party appreciation done this round, but I just want to say to all of you, you are amazing. I love every single one of you. And dear God, am I going to be watching the YouTube uploads of this like crazy because I need to see what the fuck you get up to after one of the
Yeah.
few responsible people in the party is gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I still want to try and be as involved with Dire Bear as I can. We'll see what happens in that regard. But as of the the 17th of July is going to be my last day now on Falskallan Nights. So wipe the tears away. Let's have some fun while I'm here. And while we are at it, get back to the ad read now that I've completely derailed myself. If you want to stop me from crying, take some time to peruse the Dire Bear merch store. Check out some of the other amazing shows on the channel as well. There's the Oops All Bards Party of Melody of the Maelstrom. That's on every other Monday. Now, it's not that every character is a bard, but every player is a musician. So you've got some showmanship and shenanigans in equal measure. Meanwhile, you got a little bit of off-brand Gundam happening on Tuesday nights with Project Aegis, a hard-hitting Lancer adventure, and as always, feel free to hit us up on Discord if you want to keep an ear to the ground on any future developments. JT, back over to you.
All right. We didn't actually decide who we were rating. Was who on?
That would be a good idea.
Do you
Misty
want me to
Mountains.
sappily vamp more while you find out?
No. Misty Mountain streaming.
While you freestyle rap.
Yo!
The one thing I can't do.
Yeah. But with that, yeah. You're gonna be missed, Tom.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a role-playing hole in my heart that I cannot fill. As much as I try, I'll go back to food.
And
I'll tell you what, anytime I'm... Oh, sorry.
I don't know. As much as you may want to spend any of your days off unexpectedly from your normal work schedule on, Wednesdays, doing something else, like relaxing at home, you're going to be
Yeah.
Table's always open for you, buddy.
Thank you. Anytime I'm back in town and can make the time difference work, you all are going to be the first to know.
Yeah. So with that, you guys have yourselves a good night. We will see you next week to get these guys into shenanigans modes. And with that, I gotta ask you one question. Do you dare to imagine? Have a good night.